What do we learn about the tribe of Simeon from 1 Chronicles 4? This is the question we seek to answer today as we continue our verse-by-verse study of the book of 1 Chronicles on Walking Through the Bible.
The glory of His cross.
Today we're going to be discussing 1 Chronicles chapter 4, verses 24 to 43. But before we do that, let's read the passage. If you have a Bible with you, you can turn to 1 Chronicles chapter 4, verse 24. But if you don't have a Bible, don't worry. Just follow along with us on the screen. The version that we'll be reading from is the New King James Version. So, 1 Chronicles chapter 4, beginning of verse 24. The sons of Simeon were Nemuel, Jamin, Jareb, Zerah, and Shaul. Shallum his son, Mibsam his son, and Mishma his son. And the sons of Mishma were Hamuel his son, Zachar his son, and Shimei his son. Shimei had 16 sons and 6 daughters, but his brothers did not have many children, nor did any of their families multiply as much as the children of Judah. They dwelt at Beersheba, Moadah, Hazor Shal, Bilhah, Ezim, Tolad, Bethuel, Hormah, Ziklag, Beth Markaboth, Hazar Susim, Beth Biri, and Sharaim. These were their cities until the reign of David. And their villages were Etam, Ain, Rimmon, Token, and Ashan, 5 cities, and all the villages that were around these cities as far as Baal. These were their dwelling places, and they maintained their genealogy. Meshobab, Jamelech, and Joshua, the son of Amaziah, Joel and Jehu, the son of Joshabiah, the son of Seraiah, the son of Asiel, Elionai, Jaakobah, Jeshoiah, Isaiah, Adiel, Jesmiel, and Benaiah, Ziza, the son of Shiphi, the son of Alon, the son of Jediah, the son of Shimri, the son of Shemaiah. These mentioned by name were leaders of their families and their father's house increased greatly. So they went into the entrance of Gedor as far as the east side of the valley to seek pasture for their flocks. And they found rich, good pasture, and the land was broad, quiet, and peaceful, for some Hamites formerly lived there. These recorded by name came in the days of Hezekiah, king of Judah, and they attacked their tents and the Menuhites who were found there, and utterly destroyed them, as it is to this day. So they dwelt in their place, because there was pasture for their flocks there. Now some of them, 500 men of the sons of Simeon, went to Mount Seir, having as their captains Pelatiah, Nereiah, Rephaiah, and Uzziel, the son of Ishi. And they defeated the rest of the Amalekites who had escaped. They have dwelt there to this day. In the last 2 chapters, and this one thus far, we have been looking at the tribe of Judah. Judah held an important role in the nation of Israel because kings came from Judah, and eventually the Messiah would come from Judah. Specifically, the Messiah would come from the house of David, which is why chapter 3 exclusively covered his family and that of his son Solomon. But there were other tribes in Israel, some of which would have returned with Judah from captivity in the days of Zerubbabel. So the next tribe that the chronicler covers is Simeon. I find the order that the chronicler is going in interesting. Judah was the 4th son of Jacob through Leah, and yet is enumerated first, likely due to his standing in Israel. Simeon, though, isn't the first son of Jacob, with the first son being the one we might expect to be listed next. No, Simeon is the 2nd son of Jacob through Leah. Why do you suppose the chronicler did this? Well, of course, this is speculation, but there are 2 possible reasons that come to mind. The first had to do with the standing of Reuben in Israel. Recall from Genesis that Reuben slept with his father's concubine Bilhah, an act so grotesque that it cost Reuben the birthright, which in turn was given to Joseph, the firstborn of Rachel. So perhaps the chronicler is making a subtle reference to that in not wanting to give Reuben the preeminence. However, there is a far likelier reason, and that had to do with geography. In chapter 5, the tribes listed there will be the ones east of the Jordan, Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh. Therefore, the chronicler wanted to keep those tribes together, for what happens to them will be connected. And since Simeon inherited land within the boundaries of Judah, Simeon was next up. A lot of the names mentioned here we don't know, but there are some things we can note as we pass by. First, let's compare the sons of Simeon listed here in 1 Chronicles 4 to the ones given in Genesis 46, verse 12. First, let's get 1 Chronicles 4:24. The sons of Simeon were Nemuel, Jamin, Jareb, Zerah, and Shaul. Let's now connect that with Genesis 46, verse 10. The sons of Simeon were Jemuel, Jamin, Ohad, Jachin, Zohar, and Shaul, the son of the Canaanite woman. So as you can see, there are some spelling differences and perhaps a copyist error as it concerns Zerah and Zohar. However, Genesis has one more name, a sixth son, Ohad, that is not mentioned in 1 Chronicles 4. Why is Ohad missing? Well, the book of Numbers gives us a clue to that, so let's read Numbers 26, verses 12 to 14. The sons of Simeon, according to their families, were of Nemuel, the family of the Nemuelites, of Jamin, the family of the Jaminites, of Jachin, the family of the Jachinites, of Zerah, the family of the Zarites, of Shaul, the family of the Shaulites. These are the families of the Simeonites, 22,200. The names listed here are taken during the second census of Israel, the one taken after the 40 years of wilderness wandering. Notice Ohad's name is missing here too. What does this tell us? That Ohad's family must have not been large enough to form a family, or by that time had dwindled so much as to no longer being able to form a family. Thus, since they really didn't form a family, Ohad is left out of the genealogies in Numbers and 1 Chronicles. What else do we learn about the tribe of Simeon? Well, certain of the families of Simeon turned out to be large, while others didn't multiply well at all, especially when compared to Judah. And of course, just recalling Simeon's size during the period between Egypt and Canaan should have told us that. According to the first census, Simeon's tribe that left Egypt totaled 59,300. This number was only 15,000 people smaller than that of Judah at that point. But after the 40 years of wilderness wandering, their numbers had gone down to only 22,200, which by now is over 50,000 people smaller than Judah. And of course, this number represents men of war, not total population, including women and children. This is part of the reason why Simeon received an inheritance within the borders of Judah, with the other part of that reason being that it was prophesied by Jacob in Genesis 49, verse 7, as punishment for Simeon's treatment of the Shechemites during the incident with Dinah. But even after entering the promised land, it doesn't appear that the Simeonites grew that much either, for although they maintained their land up to the time of David, more and more land kept being enveloped by Judah, causing some of the Simeonites to start finding other places to live. Some of them would move north into what would become the northern nation of Israel, as we will see later on in this book. Some would eventually move to Mount Seir, southeast of the Dead Sea, but others would remain in the region of Judah, but be much smaller in numbers, even than they were. In actuality, we read of many of the other tribes in Israel following the conquest, but Simeon's tribe is notably absent. 1 Chronicles gives us a reason why. For although they maintain their genealogies, they were always among their brethren when they lived in Israel, without borders independent of the other tribes, meaning that their political power in Israel was nominal at best. Some of the Simeonites who had gone to Mount Seir still lived there in the time of the writing of 1 Chronicles, showing us that this tribe did not go extinct even throughout the larger captivity. We'll turn our attention to the tribe of Reuben, the Lord willing, in the next lesson. With that, our time is up for today. The Lord willing, we hope you'll join us for tomorrow's discussion of 1 Chronicles chapter 5, verses 1 to 10, as we continue our walk through the Bible, one verse at a time. Thank you for watching today's episode. We hope that you found it edifying and ask that you not only subscribe to our channel and podcast, but that you like and share this episode among your friends, so that the saving gospel of Jesus Christ can go out to the whole world.